All right, everyone, welcome back to It's a Mental Thing podcast. We are joined again by our dating expert, Brock Olsen, all the way from Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you for having me today.
Welcome to It's a Mental Thing, the podcast that dives deep into the power of the mind and the heart of mental health. Whether you're navigating life's challenges, seeking balance, or simply curious about how to care for your mind, you're in the right place. Each week, we explore stories, strategies, and expert insights to help you build resilience, find clarity, and embrace a healthier you. So take a deep breath and let's journey together toward a brighter, more mindful tomorrow. Welcome to It's a Mental Thing, because your mental health matters.
It's already been great conversation, and now we're going to talk about the dreaded catfishing.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
It happens.
Does it really?
It happens every single day.
Is it as dramatic as, like, you know, the Catfish show on MTV? Did you watch
It's that bad.
No.
It's not that bad all the time, but it is that bad.
It can be that
Oh,
really
without
that
a
bad
doubt.
in real
So
life.
just on dating apps or
No,
social media?
Social media is 10 times worse than dating apps. We're on social media every day, all day. So
Yeah.
it definitely happens more on social media.
I just did a commercial
Okay.
for a dating app.
Okay.
And I don't know if
tell.
I can't. I don't know if I can say it yet, but
Okay.
I think it is. So they're going to ask for your driver's license. They're going to ask for like any kind of government ID. Like,
Sure.
I'm sure you have to pay for it, but it is making sure you are
Totally
indeed
verified, all
Brock
that.
Olsen, indeed Erica Wilson. Like,
Sure.
it's asking for lots of documentation before you can get on the app.
Okay.
So it's to avoid it.
That's also a safety protocol.
Yeah, but I think
Most
that's
dating
nice.
apps do that?
No, they'll do a light verification through like Facebook or Instagram just to make sure you're a real person, because the bot situation, the scammers on these apps is unbelievable. I think it's like 30% of the usage is from scammers or bots. Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
But
for
and
sure.
people are going out meeting these guys and women.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, no. This is
a crazy
serious
world
then.
out
This
there.
is serious. If it's like 30%,
Yeah.
what is their goal? Is it just to...
It's to get money. And so the bot situation, it's usually like an elaborate scheme for guys who are not having any luck on dating apps. And all of a sudden they match with this stunning woman, and she's very talkative and she's super interested. And she said some type of, issue in life, and she needs $300 so she can get back home, and they send it.
What?
And then she is gone. That's probably the most common. The
Okay.
most
So they're
common.
connecting through the app, not in real life.
Correct. Well, that was the first one. The next is like they actually have this elaborate scheme where he has sent so much money over time, and they're supposed to be meeting, and she doesn't show up at all. At all. Like he's flying to a separate country.
Hey, that's 90 Day Fiance
Yes.
on TLC.
Basically.
Love at first sight, and then you're married.
Yeah. But that's 90 Day Fiance. They do that on that. Okay.
Now the actual
Okay.
like catfishing, where someone shows up and they don't look anything like what they're supposed to. That is a very real thing. It's not as common anymore because we do have so much social media. We can kind of background check people and make sure that they are kind of who they are. But we got a lot of people who are just not very good with social media or dating apps, and they're just happy to be getting some attention. They show up, and the person that they're meeting looks nothing like who they thought they were
Right.
connecting with. Yeah.
Have you ever had a client who has been catfished?
All the time.
And
I had
then-
one last week.
And then do their feelings get hurt? Like, what happens?
We need to know the process of walking through this then.
Yeah.
What happens?
So they match with somebody on one of the apps. They have a fairly pleasant conversation. The photos are maybe not the most in focus or showing their entire selves.
Okay.
And their description of themselves, whether it's a guy who's saying he's 6 foot and he's 5'8", or it's a woman who's saying that she's 120 pounds and she's 220 pounds. That happens all the time. Or I literally have seen this. A woman shows up with a photo of herself as a white woman and she's black. I'm like, what are you doing?
Why?
Because
Just
they
to get
don't
the
think
date?
because they don't think they'll get a date otherwise. Happens all the time.
So is it
That
just,
makes me
is it
sad.
desperation? Yeah.
It is.
Is it desperation?
It is a last ditch effort.
Oh.
Yes. Maybe if I'm there and I can meet with them, they'll At least let
the
me have a
likely
date. Maybe they can see
person.
my personality. It's like, no, you
Yes.
need to work on yourself.
Oh no, that is sad.
It is.
So
Happens all the time.
what would you tell your clients if they were in that situation? That's happening.
Are they the ones doing the
for me?
catfishing?
No, let's talk about they're the ones that are, we're in a restaurant, we're waiting for them, they come in, and it is not the situation.
If they are wildly inaccurate to the way that they've depicted themselves, I'm talking like what I just described.
Right.
You need to, as someone who holds yourself to personal standards, need to tell them up front, you have lied and I'm going to see myself out. And do not sit there and cater to their feelings.
But will they do
lit-
that?
Maybe.
You're just saying that's the right
That's
thing
exactly
to do.
The right
Yeah,
thing to do.
they do not deserve access to you. They are setting up a dynamic based off of a lie. Somebody who would normally not have access to you because we have mating dynamics. We want what we want, and they're lying to get access. You should not give them any of your time. They're lying and somewhat delusional.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think because I've had so many patients that are on dating apps and have either been catfished or they have gone and shown up at a date and the other date doesn't show up.
Oh, yeah.
And then my patients come in and feel as though it's because they saw them and then they leave. And that, I mean, that is so hurtful.
It happens.
But it does happen. But again, like when they're in therapy, obviously we're working on
Sure.
themselves and we're working on their self-esteem
Right.
and their confidence level. But then they get on these apps and that doesn't help. The apps aren't helping. I mean, there have been times where I've just told them to get off of the app for a little bit to make sure that they're building themselves back up.
Apps are one of the worst things for your self-esteem, your self-worth. Absolutely. Instagram is the most toxic for your self-esteem. It's probably the most harmful app ever to have
Instagram?
existed. Instagram.
Why is that?
Why?
Because it's always showing people's highlights. It's showing hyper success. It's showing people overcoming and being just this absolute model of an individual. And it's not true. It's not accurate. And everybody feels like they're losers.
Yeah. Oh, we've talked about
Yeah.
the comparison game of
Yeah.
social media all the time.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I mean, and I've talked about, so I'm an obnoxious poster, but I post for myself and I understand that, but also it is my real life. Now, I'm not like, I don't pretend that I have a happy, like my life's always wonderful and great. We've talked about not comparing. I'm not going to scroll and compare myself
I've seen
to
your
other
feed.
people.
Your stuff isn't this hyper curated, let me make sure everyone thinks my life is amazing. That's not what you're doing. You are very authentic.
You are very authentic.
But that's not normal.
But
it's not. It's just not.
it-
So many
well,
most people
it's
are
not the
faking
normal
it.
for
Yeah.
people. Like I do see other women that are beautiful, beautiful women that post these things.
They're
And
at
it is
restaurants,
it's very
on boats,
set up
on
as
planes,
pose.
Yes.
doing all these things.
That I can see
Yes.
where that is hurtful. And then I'm not a man, but from a man's perspective,
Same thing.
where if they're doing the same thing, then I guess men, you feel inadequate.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So do you think that dating apps, okay, so if someone's coming to you and, hey, I need help. I need help in the dating world. Are you telling them, hey, let's get on these dating apps? Or
Yes.
do you steer clear of
If they're wanting to meet people, yes. Dating apps are amazing tools for connection.
Okay.
They are improperly titled. And what I mean by that is dating apps are not for dating. They're for connecting. Connect with somebody, have a little bit of light banter, and then get face-to-face as quickly as possible. But people don't use them correctly.
So are they using them where it's just basically a long-term conversation that they're having with these people?
Yeah, and I think a lot of guys.
long.
Well, a lot of guys are really scared at trying to get someone from the app in person, so they'll just text and text and text and
Over
text
and
and
over.
text
Okay.
without actually trying to get them face to face. And now they've spoken to this woman for like 3 weeks, and all of a sudden she's gone. She's unmatched.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do what the app is made to do. It's not made for you to have pen pals. That's not what this is.
Right,
It's not what it's for. It's not attractive.
It's not a text
And
messaging
so
app.
that's really what I see a lot of guys are doing in particular, is that they're just talking too much. It's like after 24 hours, you should be initiating a date.
Do you tell them that?
1,000%.
And why do they say they don't? Because they're scared?
Yeah, they don't know how to translate that initial interaction, those several text messages, keeping them fun, flirty, having that good chemistry, and saying, "Hey, I really like the way that this is going. We should actually get a drink on Tuesday, not Friday or Saturday, Tuesday."
Mm-hmm. Wait, why Tuesday?
Why
week.
Tuesday
Why
and not
Tuesday?
Friday or
Yeah.
Saturday? What is your most looked forward to days of the week? Usually Friday, Saturday, because you have plans, your family, your friends, your whatever. It's already dedicated. The last thing, and I'm talking to the guys here, the last thing a woman wants to do is give a random guy her best night of the week.
Oh.
And it not go well. So break up the monotony. Go out on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You will be so surprised at how little competition there is for her time during the week.
On that weekday. And also, I think I'm already looking for the out.
Right?
Like on a Tuesday.
And yes,
It's like,
so
it's a work day. I've got to get my
it's a
kid to
school
school.
night, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. By the weekend, maybe you're tired. You got better plans.
Yeah.
You're going to go to a Sabrina Carpenter concert. Who knows?
This
Yeah.
one.
So
Yeah.
I always tell the guys Monday through Wednesday.
so
That's the best time
interesting.
to ask somebody out.
So what you're doing is being the coach and you are hearing their worst parts of them as they feel, but then you're also coaching them in a way to fix or work on that problem.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So, how are you preparing them for potential catfish situations? What are you telling them to look out for?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how is that even
So, well, I'll say this. One of the things is if it looks too good to be true, it probably is, and that's probably one of the most vicious pieces of advice I'll give. It's like if a guy has matched with a supermodel, I'm like, she's probably fake. She just for one, she probably wouldn't be on Bumble,
Yeah.
and the guys can take this. She's probably not swiping on you. She's probably not.
Yeah.
She's just probably not. So, and then you can just kind of tell how playful, how quick the conversation goes, that there's no hang up. And I'm like, those are all telltale signs of a scam. Another thing that guys can do in particular, and I keep saying guys because they're the ones who are actually experiencing it the most. They are the most lonely, the most desiring of a connection. Women, you all have as much access to men as you want. Men don't.
I think I have asked you this about the men, their experience on dating apps versus women.
It's terrible. It is so bad. The average woman will wake up every single day to no less than 20 matches. A man will get 20 matches in a month if he's lucky, like of matches that he finds attractive. Yes.
So what happened to just people setting people up on dates?
Social circles are smaller.
Yeah.
People aren't engaging in community nearly as much. Whether this is a comfortable fact or not, churches are dying. So that opportunity for that community is dwindling. So that opportunity is going away. And people are just kind of sticking more to themselves. Thank you, COVID, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Like
You're
ever
right.
since
Gotten used
then,
to
people
it.
are just not nearly as social.
That's true.
Also, I think a lot of people don't want to be associated with potentially a bad experience for their friend.
That's
Right.
what I've experienced
Yes.
as a therapist is that they just are done with it. They don't want the rejection anymore.
Sure.
They don't want to put themselves out there and, get this guy. I speak for females because I have a lot of females that come in. That again, get the one thing that belongs to their body, themselves, and some guys are only looking for those certain things and in their experiences.
Sure.
And they almost feel like they're taken advantage of. They feel sad. They're already working on those things anyways. And so I don't know, now I know now, is to work on themselves even harder before they pursue the date.
Yes.
Because they're not ready for that rejection. They're not ready for that potential, because you don't know what someone is looking for or what their desires are or what their overall outcome of this date is until you've been on the date.
Sure.
And then the woman has experienced the date. Maybe it was a good experience, but then they may never have a second date again. And then to that woman or to my patient or whoever has come in, they say, I haven't heard from them again. And that's
Yeah.
hurtful for them.
Oh, it's massively hurtful because you feel like you did everything right, and then now it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gone. And the title of this episode was when the image of somebody basically is bigger or better than what they actually are. I think that when we want something so badly, we will hyperinflate somebody's qualities before we ever sit down and talk to them. Like maybe this can be the one. It's like stop that. Stop saying maybe this will be the one. They have to qualify themselves. They need questions asked by you. You need to be vetting them. They need to earn you. Stop trying to be earned by them.
Wow.
That's how you date with power.
Yeah.
So good.
And people need more of that. Dating
Yes.
with power.
Dating
I think
with
it's
power.
great.
Yes. And too quickly we give our power away. Men and women both. That question. So what are you looking for? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. But I think like especially in our like age range between what I see, and we've talked about this before, the ages of like 35 to 45, things are drastically changing, whether it's marriage or relationships, but within that age group, now that's the huge age group that's dating. Or what I see, and they're having to start over
They
and
date
maybe,
with more intention.
right?
Yes,
But
yeah.
they have kids. They have to work around like dating with
Sure.
a child or dating with
A bad back.
Yes, my back's out. I can't go out tonight. Or like saying, "Oh well, I have my kid this week,"
Right.
And then what about next week? Oh well, then I have my kid. So I hear a lot of that too.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
that-
dating as a single parent is a completely different animal.
Right. I have a lot of that here. And so I'm not as familiar with the dating apps to be able to say, find a day that works best. I don't know. Or have them just,
Find a day to take you out on a date.
yeah, like as a single parent, when these patients are like, I don't know how to date because I have a kid. Or
Well, that's
they
when you
won't
give them
date
my
me.
number.
Huh?
That's when you give them my number.
They need Brock.
I'm like, I know a guy.
I know a guy.
Okay.
I don't know, but I know a
I
guy.
have no idea, but I know a guy.
No, I did one of my very first episodes of my podcast was dating as a single parent. I had 3 single parents, and they were all talking about their experience, how you know if you're dating a single parent, if they actually like you. They get a babysitter. That's a telltale that they actually like you.
Yeah. To make the date work.
To make the date work, because your child is a really good reason for you not to be available to somebody.
I see.
Goodness.
That's part of their, that's okay. That's going to be my new thing to say. I have people in mind where I'm like,
Okay.
do you want a babysitter? Like,
Yeah.
is this person worth you going on a date with to get a babysitter for a couple of hours?
Sure.
Never thought to even ask that.
I mean, there's so much, and I feel like we're starting with the whole catfishing thing, and then we just go off in other because there's so much in
So true.
this
So
realm of.
But it's a whole new world. Like it's so different. Like the dating world is so different. You're either your real authentic self on this app or on social media, or you're not. And the only way to find that out is if you meet them in person.
And you have those conversations.
Yeah.
Our
Asking the
last
right
conversation was about emotional availability. That's actually one of the most unspoken catfish issues that we have is somebody saying on their profile, I'm looking for a monogamous relationship. I want to get married. And they're using that as a way of baiting people in.
And they have no intention
They
to
have
that.
no intentions.
No.
They have no idea even how to structure a relationship to even go down that way.
It's scary.
That is the big catfish. People who say they want something committed and they don't even know how to
But
build
to
it.
get the group of people that they're
To get
wanting.
the access, because I think especially women, they don't want to be dating. They'd love to have their guy. They want to get out of the dating pool as quick as possible. So what am I going to do as a skeezy guy? I'm going to paint the picture.
I want
I'm
a
gonna paint it.
long-term relationship.
I want a long-term relationship. The dating scene's not for me. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I provide, and he doesn't really care.
I think
That's the big
that's
catfish.
so rude.
That's the big catfish.
That is so like I don't know. I feel like it's so hurtful, but I see it now from a different perspective because as their therapist, I do see the hurt, and I do
Sure.
see that there's no control that they have over that. Whether they think that they walked into the restaurant and saw them and think that maybe they thought I wasn't as pretty as I was on the app. And I hate to hear that. And then I hear, well, I don't know how to make them like me
Sure.
for who I am. And I tell, like, you can't make them do anything.
Nope. The only thing you can do is stop using filters.
True.
This is very
Be
true.
consistent.
It's so funny
in your
to me when I
appearance.
see men, like, all their like social media is like they have sunglasses on or they have their hat on or they have,
Right.
and I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
Really? What do you look like? Yeah.
So if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Probably
very
is.
great. Anything else that you would tell them before we wrap this one up?
To do what you're tired of experiencing. If you're tired of people not showing up authentically, if you're tired of people lying, be honest. If you're 5'8", say you're 5'8".
Yeah.
If you're a certain weight, say you're a certain weight. If you're not looking for anything serious, say you're not looking for anything serious. Stop lying to gain access to people who you have no right having access to.
But who knows if you're being honest, what you could get out of that.
Yes.
Like if you actually are being honest and you do have a population of people who are looking for that.
Well, what I like about this mindset is that there's some things we cannot change, and there are some things we can. And that requires accountability. When we are held to be honest with ourselves and there are things about us that we're not quite satisfied with, work on those things. Now, I get it. If you're 5'8", you can't really do anything about that. But there's things that you can do to make yourself more attractive. There's ways that you can promote self-care that will make sure your looks have longevity and that you're starting things out on the right foot, but also just the self-love that's involved in maintenance and showing up with a clear mind and being fully present. Like those are things that you can actually control. You can't control what everybody else is doing though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Scary world, but good stuff,
Yes.
right? Still lots of good information out here. I know we've got, there's so much more to go through. So I appreciate you guys today. Thank you.
Be sure to follow our podcast on your favorite platform or find us on YouTube. Just a quick note. It's a Mental Thing is here to inform and inspire, but it's not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you're facing a mental health challenge, we encourage you to seek help from a licensed therapist like Erica or a healthcare provider. Remember, your well-being is personal, and only a professional can provide guidance tailored to your unique needs.